I've been rereading Seeing the Blossom, the transcript of the Melvyn Bragg interview with Dennis Potter, and it's brought back all that excitement for over half my life away now, when I was 25 years old, and that day that it was on Channel 4, and to me it's almost like for well, at least some people in my generation, it's my equivalent of all those people who say we all gathered around the television in the street and we watched the coronation. For me, all our flatmates, we all gathered round and we watched Dennis Potter talking so beautifully, and I've reread this many times, just things like, we tend to deride ourselves far too easily because we've lost so much confidence, because we've lost much of our own sense of identity, which has been subsumed in this forced imperial identity, which I obviously also hate. That reminded me of going to see a double bill of Dennis Potter plays that were Traitor and Blade on the Feather, and they were introduced by his producer Kenneth Trodd, and Kenneth Trodd said that the people that he really despised, Dennis Potter, in the classes of England, were the upper classes, he said, because all they ever cared about was their power. They would happily do deals with fascists or whoever else as long as they still had their power. But yeah, it's such, if you've never read it, it's just talking about the time when you're a child. So a wet Tuesday afternoon can actually be years long, and its childhood is full to the brim of fear, horror, excitement, joy, boredom, love, anxiety, every, loss. I remember losing a pen once. The sleeplessness, the anxiety. I've lost my pen. Oh my God, I've lost my pen. Oh, the penness of that pen and the lostness of that loss is so great in a child. That's something I still feel that. I can't get rid of that penness of pen or lostness of loss, whatever it might be. Yes, so much beauty. Anyway, read this. It's magnificent. Hello. On the first day, I was in Edmonton. I went to the Wee Book Inn. On the last day, I was in Edmonton. I went to the other Wee Book Inn, just over the river. And it was fantastic. There was even more stuff there. This was, I have to admit, I went into the glass cabinet. I couldn't resist it. I was just looking at all the magical things they had in there. What have I picked up? I picked up this, Kim Stanley Robinson's Down Out in the Year 2000. I've never read any Kim Stanley Robinson, and I know that's a bad thing. And there, it's also got The Last Person's Bookmark in it, which was Renoir's Girl in a Straw Hat. And then this was one of the big things. This was quite expensive. This is Mind in Motion, the fiction of Philip K. Dick. And I was really hoping it was going to be, when I saw it in the cabinet, so please may I have a look at the book in the cabinet. I was hoping it was going to be one of those really awful, impenetrable academic tomes that takes something joyful and utterly destroys it. But it isn't. It's really good. So that's by Patricia S. Warwick. And then I got this, Pomosexuals, challenging assumptions about gender and sexuality and postmodernism and all manner of stuff like that, because I was just in the mood for that. They Became What They Beheld, which is Marshall McLuhan-like. Marshall McLuhan, he's very good, isn't he? And then this, which I knew nothing about. This is Survival, Margaret Atwood, and written 40 years ago, and it's basically about Canadian literature and the fact that for long the idea that there was a Canadian literature in any way was kind of considered to be a bit laughable. It was just kind of short stories, maybe a bit of poetry or whatever. And she writes in the introduction, the raucous though unlikely success of Survival caused me to morph overnight from a lady poet with peculiar hair to the wicked witch of the north, accused of evil communism or bourgeois capitalistic sycophancy, though others greeted me as the long-awaited forger of the uncreated conscience of Can Lit. I did not think I was either. Thank you, Wee Book Inn. You are great. Hello. I ate a very delicious baked good yesterday while I was in Edmonton, and it led to a short chain of memories, and eventually to a memory thinking about when someone's died, and you kind of then you keep moving and moving, but then every now and again you're just doing something quite banal, like you're just wandering around, you look in a shop window and you have that moment where you go, oh no, I don't need to go in and buy that thing because they're not here anymore, so they don't need it. And I was particularly thinking about after my mum died, and things like fudge, because she loved fudge. And then I remember not long after she died, well, actually probably quite a few months after she died, being in Cornwall and walking past one of the fudge shops and having that experience of going, yeah, Don't need to now. So this was a poem, as I started trying to write poems again a few years ago, and this was one of the first ones that I tried to write. The fudge in the window was a spur for a memory. Cut cubes behind glass, wasps dipping and licking. There's no need to go in now. I can leave that shop be. The last time we bought some, they slumped in that paper bag to the left of your chair, lumping back to a single candy mass in the sunlight. Never forgetful over sweet treats, you barely touched them now. They were still there when you were gone. No purchase needed, but I'll browse a while anyway. Maybe I'll get a quarter of clotted cream. It's a shame to leave empty-handed. What shop window will I be reflected in when I'm gone?